This is the rule. But this matter before me has come as an application for a recount of the votes filed by Honorable Odonga against Honorable Komakech, Christopher, Electoral Commission, Returning Officer, as a result of the 15th January 2023 elections for the member of parliament for Alur. However, before the merits of the case could be added, counsel for the first respondent, Mr. Komakech, raised a number of preliminary objections, and Mr. Masi Group, counsel for the second and third respondents, raised 2 points of law. The first point of law was on the competency of the application that is improper before the Supreme Court, since it violates the provisions of Section 74(3) of the Parliamentary Elections Act. The gist of the application is that before the application is filed, the applicant has to pay all the postage costs, security costs, which is being an of 600,000 shillings. The idea that the above provision is mandatory in nature, and without which it renders the application competent. Relying on paragraph 18 of the applicant in support of the application made by the applicant, Honorable Otto, wherein he is stated he is ready and willing to prosecute the costs as he may be elected by this court. Counsel pointed out that the above statement is a clear indicator that the said money is legally paid. He also referred to, in response, counsel Akena for the applicant said that the above requirement was fulfilled as the money was paid on the 19th day of January 2026 before he filed the application. On 20th January 2026, he prayed that his objection be overruled. Resolution. In respect of the preliminary objection above, the enabling law in Section 74 of the Parliamentary Elections Act, and specifically subsection 3, which states as follows: the candidate who requests a recount under this section shall post with the Chief Magistrate the security for posts of such colors. What is striking to me under the above law is that the section is mandatory in nature as it is. However, it does not provide the time within which the above security for posts can be posted with the Chief Magistrate. This leaves the law before us as to whether the payment is before filing, during the hearing, or after the hearing. In my view, the above ranker casts the mandate to the Chief Magistrate to decide the time within which this money can be paid. As such, if the applicant presents payment before he failed the application, will then be only appraised for vigilance. But the law strictly as it stands under that section does not invite to punish someone who moves with money to Chief Magistrate's court ready because of the same. In that sense, I have looked at the paragraph 18 of the affidavit of Mr. Odonga as referred to, and reads, I am ready and willing to impose security for posts of this application. What I understood from the result in that statement is that Mr. Otto, having understood the section graded as it is, came to court with the mind of paying the money at the court because he is willing to do so as a much as he has not indicated in his submissions, but submissions cannot be a supplement to the pleadings as indicated above. For that reason, Mr. Otto shall pay a deposit of 600,000 as a duty for costs. The purported payment referred to was fees, court fees, much as the same was paid in excess, but according to the narration of the receipt, it is stated as court fees, which is different from what will be executed for process. And therefore overruled the first objection. The second objection is in respect of the real forms. The argument is that they are not authentic, and therefore do not hold the force of being admissible as evidence because they are public documents. To be specific, counsel argued that they should have been certified by the issuing authority, which in this case is the second respondent. In reply, counsel for the applicant relied on the submission of the second and third respondents, who submitted the originals of the very real forms being attached. He argued that on the comparison, they are the same, and therefore, in face of the originals, some of the originals submitted, it lessens the requirement of the certified copies. However, none of the lawyers referred to any section except that counsel for the first respondent in rejoining that relied on section 103 of the Evidence Act, which I believe was quoted out of context. Section 76 instead of the Evidence Act is the one that seems to support the argument because it regulates proof of documents by production of certified copies if the documents are public. In this case, it is without doubt the other forms are public documents. However, the reading of section 76 of the Evidence Act states as follows. Such certified copies may be produced in proof of the contents of public documents or parts of the public documents of which they purport to be copies. In the above section, I take interest of the one may be produced. The interrogatory therefore is it a must that the document must be certified to be produced as evidence? The word may be, in my view, gives an abundant allowance to other forms. In this case, counsel for the second and third respondents, who is the would-be issuing authority of the certified copies, came forth armed teeth with the originals, which counsel said were compared with the annexures he had filed on his own. Fortunately, these are some of the annexures he had thought to rely upon. Hence, it is my finding that in the face of the original document submitted by the selection authority, it will be a more optimal to read the word "may" for share in the section as used above. Therefore, I agree with the counsel for the applicant that in the circumstances the documents cannot be discovered or I declare so. Third objection is in respect of the supplementary affidavits reported by Mr. Otto, Odonga, Otto Charles Narogo, Ojo, Fabio, and Bagwere. Consequently, that as a matter of law, supplementary affidavits are only sworn by a person who swore the primary affidavit. Because by their nature, they are provide additional facts of evidence. Like the above, Komakech became terrorist and instead submitted since the affidavit of the applicant is not occurred, then it is enough for the application to survive. And during that, counsel Komakech said, failure by counsel to respond that on that aspect is an admission of guilt and invited this court to find as such. Speaking for myself, affidavits generally are regulated by Order 19 of the CPR rules. The order allows any person to possess such information to be posted on an affidavit. That, however, is not the part of the lawyers in this case. The issue is on supplementary affidavits. These ones are not provided for under CPR rules. But time and again, supplementary affidavits are common parlance in our court. Counsel relying on Black's law dictionary, intuition, what was his argument. He said the term supplementary affidavit as an affidavit made in addition to a previous one of supplement additional facts. The question is, does the definition tell who is supposed to report supplemental affidavit? The answer to me is no. Perhaps counsel for the first respondent is obvious to the hidden meaning in the word additional facts. But this can be two-way traffic. Primary document, deponent can provide additional facts, the same way the secondary document can do. The average of any other law giving the strict meaning of a supplemental affidavit to be restricted with the primary document as the person who make a supplemental affidavit, I declare to believe so, and failure by counsel to respond to a submission that is not necessarily the establishment of the counsel correct in the face of the law. I also dismiss the first objection is that if the agent of the candidate does not object or protest the results, then the applicant is barred to present such an application. Counsel required to meet section 59 by the Parliamentary Elections Act. He submitted that the section is to the effect that a candidate shall be stopped from challenging the contents of the forms, or the DRI forms. He also relied on the case of Nyan Fred Center versus the Electoral Commission, Returning Officer, Kampala, and Telecom Hamid, election petition number 2 of 2021. The judge of the Court of Appeal held charge. The candidate is generally stopped from challenging the contents of the DRI form due respect by their agent, as the agent is considered their representative. Again, I am interested more with the word generally as used in the body above. Does it close the doors of the associated candidate out of the way petition? I am clearly certain the Court of Appeal did not intend to do so. If they did, then they should have said strictly instead of the word generally. I therefore, in this regard, cannot agree that if a candidate who deploys agents, who in most cases are illiterate of the law and they are not sentenced on their roles properly, to that level, to make that finding be given a strict application. I also decline the rabbis. The subjection is the candidate, that the candidate or applicant has to enumerate the polling areas affected in these buildings before the application can be completed. The council must says this one not done, and it is an act of error. To the contrary, the council for the applicant made a request to a number of paragraphs in the application, which clearly stated the affected polling stations. Without any further ado, it is very clear that all those areas are counted. I do not know the type of acceleration council workers. In any case, section 92 by council does not give the effect of the I declare grant an application. The seventh is that during the submission, council after that say that this application being for mandatory voting recount, instead of sticking to his application, which is for vote recount under section 74, this court does not have jurisdiction for mandatory recount, and therefore should be dismissed. Unfortunately, this submission came in Uganda and there was no reply on it by Council Kenya. However, it is my view that Council's wrong submission cannot be used to amend biddings which are rated before the Honorable Court. In conclusion, I overrule all the objections and order that security for cost of 600,000 be posted immediately and the matter was amended. 5 minutes.